Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction and review of 12 Beast Chapter 17. It's finally out, and we really should be about at the end of this arc. If this isn't the last chapter of this arc, then maybe we only have like one more, because we should really be close to the end of this. But I'm really excited to see how it wraps up now that we have Ada with the Terrio gauntlet. I'm really excited for this. And the name of the chapter is The Craftsman Forging Hammer. So let's go ahead and get into it. And we see the gauntlet, and this I like way more than the arrow form of it. We see Ada walking towards Indra. I don't know what kind of magic you used, but that shield, I'll turn it into Hiraki with the best hydraulic pressure cutter, says the fisherman. He's charging up again. We need to get out of here quickly, says the fish girl. What are you... And then Ada looks over towards the cannons. Forging, he says, clenching his fist. And then the Indra fires another water pressure blast. And what the... Ada jumps out of it with this giant metal arm that's holding all the fish people from the boat. What was that? Says the fish girl. Ninja-san, and then he jumps away. It's dangerous to go alone. It's really weird. It felt like this page didn't really flow that much into the one after it. It's dangerous to go alone, and then Ada runs off, jumping from piece of wreckage to piece of wreckage. Ada-san, Ada hears in his head, Terrio, looks like you're already used to the gauntlet's power. Well, it started abruptly, but somehow I managed. No, it's really awesome, says Terrio. This is how it feels to merge with the gauntlet. It feels like I'm overflowing with power, or there's an abundance within me. For the gauntlet shape to shift like this, it really was worth it going through all that trouble to get some masquerade metal. But if I were to choose, it feels more like I've become one with Ada-san. Hey, enough. That sounds weird, Terrio. I love how she's, like, crazy about being together with the metal. Like, because usually Terrio is just so laid back and chill. It's so weird to see her so pumped up and happy. But it really surprised me. The form and even the ability are different from with Arrow. That time it took a high-speed fighting form, so to speak. But that's right. Is this form because of my nature? Perhaps because of my way of life? Shut up, don't make a racket in my head, says Ada, yelling. After all, Terrio's gauntlet power is to freely reshape any metal I touch. A fitting ability for a blacksmith like me. I love that ability. This is so good. With this ability, we can beat the Gigas. Fuck, says the fisherman. That guy. Where the fuck are those shield and armored arms coming out from? Is it that gauntlet? There was something about a strange power in Gamer's report, but I don't understand it well, but this is the 6th of the 12 divine generals, Indra. It doesn't matter what power you have, you won't stand a chance. And then he fires another blast of pressurized water. And after the blast, he can't seem to find Ada. Not there. That fucker, where is he? And Ada went underwater. What the heck? And it looks like he grabs a hold of one of the ships. Underwater. Was it a water escape jutsu? I was only swimming, says Ada, punching. If I can manipulate metal at will, I'm a Gigas' natural enemy. I'll turn him into a steel statue. Forge. And then nothing happened. What? Ada-san, there's no way Gigas' would be made out of metal, is there? Says Terrio. Yeah, he says, all shocked. I examined the Gigas that attacked the Minotaurs, but it was made of a resin or rubber-like thing. Anyway, it's not made out of metal, so there's nothing I can do with my power. Say that earlier, he says. So now he's just floating there in the water beside Indra. And Indra knocks him up out of the water into the air. Yeah, I'll chew you. I'll rip you to pieces and use you as scattered bait, yells the fisherman as Indra goes in like it's going to bite down on him. Yo, then Ada grabs onto the harpoon that Joea stuck in its eye earlier. Starts using his power on it. Yo, that's it. Even if the Gigas itself isn't made out of metal, if I can use the metal in his body to pierce him. Yo, and he realizes that it still has all the anchors stuck in its side from when the fish people hit it earlier. Again the monitor. How many times will I need to fix it again? Again, why does this big-ass fancy piece of machinery only have one camera, or whatever? Pwah! Says, the fish girl jumping out of the water on Ada's back. Guy, he says, seriously, charging at the Gigas by yourself? That's simply reckless. What do you plan on doing alone, she says. That's right. That's why. I need you to do something. I want you to help me. Yo, she better join the group. I really like this fish girl. What did you say? Say all the fishermen soldiers? Are you telling us to help you with that plan? Don't fuck with us. Why do we need to help a fucking human? You can't even trust him. I'd rather stay here and die an honorable death than going with your plan. To think they'd still be this stubborn at this time, thinks Ada. Damn, I don't know this world's common sense. I don't know how I should go about persuading them. Everyone quiet, says the fish girl. Yo, the hype, I really like this chick. I'll cooperate, she says. I was saved 3 times by him, so I have the obligation to repay my debt until I die 3 times. Even if no one else decides to help, I'll do it alone. But, besides, it's a debt worth 3 of my lives. How many hundreds of your lives do you think that is? Try saying it. Talking hesitantly like that. Pathetic. Sorry, young lady. You're right, young lady, they all said. Who the hell is that kid? Thinks Ada. There. Fuck. What the fuck is that guy doing? Says Fisherman. I just can't seem to fix this thing. And then he sees Ada coming in. He's coming. Does he plan on using that again? I can't look at the left anymore. To make up for that, I won't let you get close again. And then Indra starts shifting its body. Giant tsunami. Gets swallowed up and drowned. Yo, when he crashes Indra's body into the water to cause a big wave. Oi, are you serious? Says Ada. Yo, and then he sees the harpoons on one of the ships and grabs one of them and creates a surfboard. Hold on. What? That's made of metal. I don't think a metal surfboard would work. Well, I'll just keep going. Fisherman's like, what? He made a board and is using it to ride the wave? Is it a ninja water walking shoes jutsu? It's only surfing. Why is everything I do a jutsu? Says Ada. Now's the best time to show off my surfing. Aniki tempted me by saying, if you surf, you'll be really popular. But after I was done surfing, Aniki already hogged all the girls to himself. Ah, a trauma from the past, he says, holding his head. But I don't know how this metal surfboard is working. Then he flies in towards Indra. From this distance, he can't use his water pressure. Ah, that's a good plan. Get up close like that. Bah! Yo, and then it looks like water shoots out of the actual intake valve that are on the belly of Indra and blows Ada back. And it looks like Ada's falling towards the city. Kuh! It looks like he crashes through one of the roofs. Haha, I understand it. You were aiming for these anchors in its belly, says Fisherman. I told you, didn't I? The secrets of fishing? That is, to take what your opponent wants and to make it look tasty. Well then, with this, let's end it. And he starts charging up another blast from the pressurized water. Yo, and then the fishermen ram a ship into its side. Whoa, what? What is it this time? Ram attack success, all the fish soldiers are yelling. The steel and iron sea serpent hunting ship. As expected, it also works well on Gigas, doesn't it? These fucking fishes. They just won't stop being a bother. I'll dispose of you next to the ninja, so get... And then he looks shocked. A puppet? A substitution jutsu? He made a substitute with the gauntlet, and then passed through the Gigas' blind spot at the left. Yo, and there's a bunch of metal stuck in its left eye. Where the hell is he? You kept going on about jutsu this and jutsu that, so I ended up doing it for real, says Ada. This is bad. Everyone, take shelter in the water. Let's go, Terrio. Yes. Full power. Yo, it looks so... The gauntlet just looks so freaking cool in the Terrio form. Iron Hammer Forge. Yo, and then he strikes down on the ship and turns it into a giant-ass shuriken to slice through Indra. Yo, and he cut Indra in half. The hype. The hype. So real. Oh my gosh, that's so badass. And we see the fish soldiers cheering him on. He did it! He did it! That guy! Unbelievable! That monster, the Gigas, he really defeated him. Yo, and then Indra's head comes up out of the water. It's the Gigas. Even with his body cut off, he still lives. Damn, still alive, says Ada. This is bad. The way he's headed to is, says the fish girl. Unsightly, says Fisherman. Unsightly, 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 unsightly. Unsightly, how unsightly? Even though there was no chance I'd lose a Gigas here. Even if I retreat now, there's still the whirlpool, so there's no way a rescue would come. How unsightly. Somehow, and he's just charging straight at the tower. Somehow, if I at least manage to take down the lighthouse. Yo, and then Ada is looking at the piece of Indra that's left. This is so good. This is such a good manga. Like, I thought it was just gonna be boring, normal, sort of ecchi alternate world stuff, but this is incredible. We haven't even had any fan service in like multiple chapters. Well, we had the Terrio boob stuff, but other than that, like nothing for a few chapters, and is like it's here in the manga, but it's not like taking away from anything. This is good. This is really good. I like this more than Fairy Tail already. I do like Fairy Tail, and I know people are gonna hate on me for saying that, but I already like this more. This is so freaking good. But starting off at the beginning, the cover is pretty simple, just the gauntlet. I like this first page, going into the review sort of portion of this. I really like this first page with Ada walking up towards Indra. Really badass. I love the huge panning shots and the really good field of depth shading that Okayado does for this. It's just so good. Then I like the fish girl telling him that they need to get out of there. And then Ada using the cannons to forge the giant arm to get them out of safety, or to get them out of harm's way into safety, and dropping them back on the ship. And then Ada rushing in, again looks really cool. I like that. I suppose either he's just really athletic enough to jump from bits of board to bits of board because he was trained by his grandpa. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I was gonna say maybe his physical abilities are amplified by Terrio, but nah, I think he already could do that. But one of my favorite parts of this was Terrio just freaking out and being all happy and like gung-ho and everything inside of the gauntlet and like making a racket inside of Ada's head. I thought that was really funny, and it was really cool to see that side of Terrio where normally she's just calm and cool and laid back, and then she just, instead of being calm and cool and laid back, she's all like excited and hyped up, being fused with the gauntlet. So I thought that was really funny. And I love the ability. Like the Terrio ability, million times cooler than the Arrow ability. Who needs high speed movement and flying when you can freaking shape metal to whatever you want it to be? So badass. So yeah. Then we have Ada going in underwater, and it was really funny seeing him try to actually manipulate Indra itself, and also really good on a really good on sort of a just world building and explanation standpoint for Terrio to explain that it's made out of some kind of like resin or rubber type material and not metal, because it kind of makes sense the way all the Gigas we've seen have moved, that it would be it's weird because it's like harder than flesh, but they move sort of like a normal living thing, so it would make sense for it to be something like rubber or resin, or similar to that at least. So it was cool, and it was cool seeing that actually he can the fisherman can fire water from the intakes to push Ada back. Or that isn't till later, but I mean, it is interesting to see that. I like how Ada figures out he can just manipulate the stuff already stuck in him to try to blind him or kill him, even though he doesn't end up using it in the end. It was cool to see him figure that out. I really freaking love this fish girl. If she does not join us, I'm going to be really upset. Castilla has done next to nothing this arc, but this fish girl has been here all the time. So she is fish girl better be joining. I really like her. Especially since she said she owes the debt of 3 lives to him. I would really love to see her join because of the debt. Sort of similar to, I guess, kind of how Joeya's thinking about it, but even more so. So I really hope she joins. I like too how the fisherman can use Indra to just slam his body against the water and create a big old giant wave to come at them. Only thing, maybe the pressure of the water was keeping it up, and that'll be the explanation, or whatever. And I mean, it's not really that bad, but the fact that he was using a metal surfboard is still just what the hell? I also thought it was funny how everything he did, the fisherman's is this some sort of jutsu? So, very funny there too. Interesting flashback to how, explanation of how Ada knows how to surf. And again, we get to this part where I thought it was really cool how the fisherman knew that he was going to go for the spikes in its body already, and that Indra is actually able to spit the water back out of the intake valves in its stomach to blow Ada back. It was really cool. Awesome seeing Ada get thrown through a building. That was pretty badass as well. Okay. Keep going. And just the art in general, just talking about the art in general, it is still, just like every chapter, incredible. This art is probably my favorite and what I believe to be the most detailed in manga. This is my favorite art in all of manga. Sorry that my voice still keeps breaking up. It was doing that in my other live reaction to Tower of God earlier. So cool. I really like the fisherman too. I like his personality a lot, the way he just gets angry and then he's cool again one moment. I think it's really, really badass. Also, sequence really awesome of Terio and Ada using the gauntlet to turn the entire ship into a shuriken and cut straight through Indra. Badass. And again, the art for it looks incredible. Yo, I just love it so much. Friggin' shuriken through him. Then seeing again that Indra's still moving but without half its body, and it's just a last ditch effort trying to suicide straight into the lighthouse, and having the fisherman freak out like that. So I really, really like it. And then we kind of end at a place where I'm I kind of wish we had done a little bit more to finish out the arc, but we actually got a ton of stuff done, so no complaints there for sure. This was so good. There was literally nothing bad I can think of. Seems like we're probably getting one more chapter. I guess that would make sense, 6 chapters per volume, because it seems like this volume, there are 4 out so far, and then a couple extra chapters. So I guess this will be the last one for this volume. Volume 4 is out already, but not in the actual scanlation version that I can read to use for these videos. So as it comes out and we work through Volume 4 is going to be another arc, it seems like. Just from looking, all I've seen is the cover of Volume 4, and I'm okay, we haven't got to this yet. So we have 6 chapters after the next chapter that are going to look pretty good, and then however many chapters that are going on after that. So there's a lot more content for us to get through as the scanlators get it up. And thank you, Heart and Feather Translation. Thank you so much for actually picking this up and doing it so often, because I'm loving 12 Beast right now. So yeah, and thank you guys for watching. If I was giving this one a score based on numbers, I would give it probably a 9 or 9.5 out of 10. This was pretty incredible. So again, I guess thank you guys for watching the video. If you did like the video, and comment down there and tell me what you thought of this chapter and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more 12 Beast, Tower of God, Monster Musume no Uru Nichijou, and a ton of other stuff. On the anime side of things, we are going to be picking up, I think this weekend, maybe early next week, is when I'll do my first review of Maho Shoujo Ikisei Keikaku. So yeah, we're picking that up on the anime side of things if you guys wanted to watch that along with the channel. So yeah, and that's it. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.